two things are I need to make pickles because I got them in a brine. Also yesterday the turkeys got out. I think they just flew over the fence. So we've got one of our rare breaks in the rain. It was just pouring a minute ago. So we've been waiting to try to get cover crops on top of what's going to be our garden next year, as well as where we're putting in the berry rows, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries for the upick. I've also got my helper here with me today. She's going to help me do all the difficult calculations to figure out how much seed we're putting down.
What?
So before we start calculating what we need to do for the seed, for the cover crop, we're gonna go check on the ducks. I imagine they're enjoying life with all that rain. So the three silver apple yards there on the right, those are our original ducks, or what's left of them. All the ones on the left, cayugas over there and the magpies, cayugas being the dark ones, magpies being the white and black ones. Those are all new additions. So this morning we left to go to church. We did get the pigs moved to their new area before we left. We had it already set up. Had yet to move their shelter, but it wasn't supposed to rain. Of course, that obviously changed, and now that's completely full of water. I'm surprised it hasn't ripped yet, but we got to get that water off that and move their shelter over there. We also just recently got this reel for the electric wire set up, so that's a big improvement. It means that we don't have to be unhooking and doing weird stuff with the electric to get it attached. We just bring it over to the length it needs to be and we click it on there. It's a bit heavy for this type of fence though. You might have to get a smaller reel, but it does work. There's Lou over there, unfortunately. He seems okay, at least in the sun, but you know, he's been getting bullied quite a bit. We called him Lou because he was in a bad way about a couple weeks ago. Seemed to have a mild case of pneumonia, probably because he was bullied out of the pile in the nights and was out in the rain and cold. So we called him Lou for Lumonia. The thought would have been that we would have actually rototilled this by now. The problem is it just keeps raining. We're gonna get the tractor stuck. Some of it's got standing water in it. So we want to till it to smooth it out, and then we'll seed it and probably use some tillage radish to try to make sure that we're not getting too much compaction. But we can't till it until it dries out. As I'm walking back to go get the seed, I can hear the electric fence clicking away over there. It's definitely grounding out, so I got to get the weed whacker out, check around the perimeter of the fence, and get any grass that's now growing up against it. Here's our pumpkin patch. It's doing pretty well. Of course, the grass is growing up. I can get in here and weed whack a little bit, but it's mostly filled in, at least this half of it. But we got all kinds of pumpkins starting here. And I'm sure in there it's just loaded. A lot of pumpkins this year. Probably got about 10 times the clover than we actually need. But we'll have it for a while, that's fine. And here is the Daikon radish.
Daikon radish coming in. Daikon radish. This is clover. This is Daikon radish. We mix it together, and then we're gonna make our own seeds. And what are we actually doing with these? Because that was just a past talk.
Well, we'll talk about it inside.
Okay, so let's go. Bring this inside. Then we'll talk about why we're doing this, why we want to, and why we're just doing it. Okay? That would be the proper reason for that. Okay? Without me, Dad wouldn't be able to film this part. Okay? Dad's just washing a thing to put the seeds in or something. Now we got the waiter. I don't know what type this is. You can get any type you want if you want to actually do this. But remember, this isn't a tutorial video.
I figured out how much Daikon radish and how much white clover would be seeded onto bare ground per acre. I'm going to mix up 2 acres worth. I think that's a decent estimate of what I'm actually going to be covering. Considering there's going to be some waste because we have narrow rows, so I'll be seeding into the pathways a bit, which will just be wasted.
Why are we planting the seeds, Dad?
We are planting the seeds because right now we got bare earth, and we also have a lot of clay underneath our topsoil, and that causes the water to hold really bad. And this year with the amount of rain, it's been really horrible. But the idea is that the radish is going to poke holes in all that clay, like drainage holes in a pot, and will allow it to drain out freely. Yeah, there's our calculations. So we got our scale here. Got a little container, put the seeds in to measure it. And once we have the seeds all mixed up, we're going to go outside and we're going to use this doohickey to spread the seeds out.
Dad, why did you say doohickey?
Because that's what it is. It's a seeding doohickey. So I got the seeding done. Hopefully that goes pretty well. Now the rain is actually a bit of a benefit as opposed to a horrible thing that's kind of derailed a lot of our tasks this year. But they've got 2 more jobs to do today, and I have to decide which one I'm actually gonna get done because I only have so much time, and they both really have to get done today. But so the 2 things are I need to make pickles because I got them in a brine and they should only be in there up to about a week, which is what it's been. So I got to make pickles out of that. Also yesterday the turkeys got out. I think they just flew over the fence. So really they got to get their other wings clipped because they're managing with 1 wing. So we kept the turkeys inside today to kind of manage that. But I think what we'll do is I'll just leave them in today. First thing tomorrow when we let them out, I'll clip their wings. And today I'll just make pickles. All right, come.